What's happening, guys? Chris from NCG here, and today we're talking money, 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 the Minerva Zodiac deck. The full process behind me coming to this deck is the Zodiac combo requires an upper level 4 to perform the usual Emerald Trident play. So I thought, what is the best rank 4 toolbox deck in the meta right now? And it is, of course, MinervaZoo. Because the whole play with the deck is to make a rank 4 first turn. Minerva, try and mill your Felice and your Wolf, draw a bunch of cards, then make like Omegas, destroy into your real power spells like Brilliant and Instant, and just go off. I just think that's really, really good. So if you tie it in with Zodiac, like the boards you can make are just outrageous. Like you don't even have to open superbly well. If you open with a 10 goldfish and like say like a Tenki or Rat, your board off 2 cards will be Bahamut Shark, Toad, and like Emerald. Like that's just insane because instead of going to make Emerald off the last piece of the fusion subject combo, if you have 10 goldfish in the grave from the initial play, you will go Norden, to bring up the 10 goldfish, make Bahamut, detach the Norden, fusion substitutes, shuffle it back in, draw a card. So you drew 2 cards off it. It's just really, really good. The deck is insanely consistent. A nice wee synergy that has in itself is Tenki and Broad Bull can search your Wolf or Phyllis to make your solar recharges more live, so you don't have to worry about them being dead. That's a nice touch. That has come in handy decent amount of times. It's a nice thing to fall back on. So I'm not going to run through the the deck. All the cards should be clear. If you want to know why I play cards, you can just ask me in the comments. For example, I play like 2 Garnet just because I'm a consistency nut and never want to be like bricking. I play like Lumina just to bring up the white ones that I've milled, like Raiden to reuse them, and never actually make like Michael, although he has an option. And Minerva, the normal Minerva, I actually play it just for getting rid of the Seraph Knight. Because that's the big problem I usually find with the deck. Like Seraph Knight just sticks around doing nothing, and it just clogs up the board. So having just Minerva to make a level 8 synchro out of it and Seraph Knight is pretty handy. So that's the deck in front of you. Kagasuchi is really easy to make because the usual rack combo, but then all you have to do is mill either Wolf or Phyllis, and there you go. There's the Kagasuchi and Kagasuchi mill 5. Yeah, this deck is more oriented towards consistency rather than power, so I'm only playing like 2 Wolf and 1 Phallus because I don't want to open them dead all the time. But if you want to go like triple triple and just make your Minerva absolutely blowout when it resolves, go right ahead. That is an absolute perfectly fine idea, just not the route I wanted to take. Extra deck space is incredibly tight with this deck because there's so many options. Level 8 synchros and rank 4s, like you have a ton of options you want to play. I couldn't even fit in the whole Zodiac engine with like double Blood Bowl and everything because there just was not any room. If you can make room, absolutely fine. So I'm going to talk about the options you have available to you. If you want to muck about with this build, make it your own. Grass is greener right away. This is a card that you might think about playing. You can put in 3 copies of this and then 7 more cards. Make it into a 60 card deck just to get as much use out of this card as possible. The reason I didn't do this is because in Europe especially there is plenty of 60 card decks. So this card I'm making my consistency go down. I'm more dependent on mills. Just for the sake of a card that probably will not resolve because there is so many 60 card decks. So that's my reasoning for not playing it, but it is an absolutely viable option. JD, part obviously nostalgic to play. There is the trap card that makes it slightly more valuable. The Judgment of the Lightsworn. This card is activated, placed at the top of the deck. If this card is sent to graveyard by the effect of a Lightsworn monster, so like Minerva, Raiden, etc., add 1 JD from the deck to the hand. So that's not bad. Too bad it has to be sent with a Lightsworn effect rather than just sent to the graveyard, because then it would be so much easier. You could do like Foolish Burial Belongings and everything, and then the deck would be a lot better. Just like a searchable JD off one spell card, that'd be nice. And to partner the JD, you can play Eclipse Wyvern. Eclipse Wyvern, when sent to the graveyard, you banish one JD from your deck, basically, and then when it's banished from the graveyard, add it to your hand. So Fairy Tale Snow takes care of that. Banishes the Eclipse Wyvern, you would bump Snow up to 3 probably because it becomes a lot more important. You probably run this in the 60 card build I was talking about. You can play Galaxy Soldier, if I can click on him there. Our teammate Chris Morel for YCS Liverpool, he played this. It's just a way of making Cyber Dragon Infinity in the deck, because there's obviously a ton of lights of the Scar. Not all of them get like really good effects like Snow or Clown, just some of them are good just to send to the graveyard. But just making Infinity, it's really good, because like Minerva, Omega, and like Infinity is just like a really good board. So that's an option. A nice option is Chocolate Magician Girl, because the reason you play Gigabyte in the deck is because it's a water, and there is so many spellcasters to be on the field, like Clown floats off for Brilliant Fusion or Foolish Burial, so you're playing quite a lot of copies of Clown. Snow's a spellcaster, Lila's a spellcaster, these two are spellcasters, just a lot of spellcasters to play. So Gigabyte is pretty live, and then this girl fits the bill pretty well. She is a water spellcaster, and her effect is not bad. You discard a spellcaster to draw a card. It's just not bad at all, especially if you have a Clown or Snow in your hand. Put it at the graveyard, draw a card. I think it's a bit gimmicky, not a card I actually wanted to play, but it is a decent option. Kage to Kage, just to make your King of the Feral Imp a bit better, just to get your open to plays better, because there's no other card in this deck that does something similar to Kage to Kage. Like Photon Thrasher when you have no monsters. Tingle Fish is like the main normal summon, because it gets out another card. But then you can obviously chain Kage to Kage to that, and then you've just got like 3 monsters on board. And it's searchable, like I said, with King of the Feral Imp. So if you have like Brilliant Fusion, like this, it's not bad at all. Wee engine you can play is like a zombie engine of like Mizuki, Shunari Solitaire, and Unizombie. This has been played before, the zombie engine in Minerva. Just obviously like milling the Mizuki to the grave, bringing up the Unizombie, and then just making like any amount of like synchros or exceeds. It's just pretty good. Back when this deck was in its populace during the October 2016 formats, people were main decking Reaper. Reaper was a zombie, so even if you milled it, you could like bring it up with Mizuki and blah 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 blah. It's pretty good. It is a pretty good engine. It just that makes the deck more reliant on milling and etc like that. So it's not really a route I wanted to go down. But like I said, a perfectly fine route if you wish. Michael is a card I definitely wanted to fit, just to get more use out of the Lumina and the Minerva. Sadly, no space, could not fit it to save my life. I did try though. More cards you can play are Glow Up Bulb, Thousand Blades, who just didn't make the final 15 count here. Thousand Blades to make Churia Beast. Jury Beast isn't unreal this format, like against the Inferno deck it's not bad, because they have a lot of power spells that they play, so he is not bad to be out. He's just not groundbreaking like he is in some formats like Necros. So not really something I wanted to play, but that's not a bad option. You can make stuff like Trish off Glow Up Bulbs, so it's not just limited to the Naturia Beast. And then Thousand Blades is, as you know, a really good combo with Trick Clown. So that's a wee engine you could play. You could even add like traps if you want, Dimensional Barrier, Breakthrough Skill, and this card Lost Wind, or Bewildering Wind as it's called in here. Because when it's milled, it actually gets an effect that when your opponent controls a Exceed monster, you can set it face down and then negate stuffs. So yeah, this is the deck. This is some of the combos that I like. I really like this deck. This deck is insanely fun to play, but above all, it is incredibly powerful. Like, it does get hurt by Dimensional Barrier, fair enough. If you don't draw like Rhine or anything to make a synchro, but It is an insanely powerful deck. Like the sheer power of this deck, and it's like power spells. If it mills well, you're dead. I think this deck could be up there if you own a Minerva. This is a deck I would definitely take a look at. Just because just the sheer power that this deck has. Uh, the boards that makes turn one are like second to none. This format is just really, really strong. The options are limitless. Just the extra deck and the main deck. Side deck, obviously, you can play like stuff like Denko Saga because you don't need your normal summon as much with Brilliant Fusion. Stuff like that. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. Comment below, tell me what you think. Like this video, please support the page, support the YouTube. This is Chris from NCG signing out.